Okay, hey guys. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be playing some Densha Pocket Go. And I'm going to be doing it while I talk about the news of the day. Now, let me get this going here. We're going to talk about a few things before I get started, because I still got to set a few things up, and we'll see. Okay, let's see. First thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and get started. I want to do this with a game that doesn't require a lot of concentration. So I can sit and kind of talk about the news, and this is something that I kind of do pretty much every day. I make sure that I keep myself informed, because I think it's like the minimum we can do as citizens of the countries we live in, is to make sure that we stay informed. Let's do a full route. We're not going to make it, but let's try it. So, first thing we're going to talk about is the format of this show. I am going to consistently try and do this every Monday, which means I will be more consistent than my normal stream schedule, because a lot of the times I'll cut streams short. Sometimes I have problems making it, I'm not going to lie, because of how I feel and stuff like that. So the Monday one, I'm going to try and make an extra special commitment to make sure that we are dealing with this. And there we go. Okay, so let's see if we can do some conductor work, which means I'm gonna have a harder time making sure that I keep chat checked, but I will be checking it, you know, obviously, of course, under this specific circumstance. So, you know, like I was saying, I believe that the least somebody can do as their civic duty is to pretty much keep themselves properly informed in our society. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and bitch about people not voting, because for years, I mean, I didn't vote myself, so I'm certainly not going to hold that against. I understand somebody's viewpoint on the futility of voting, even though I would these days encourage it. Because it's literally the only form of change that we got right now. And there's other things that I can discuss about that, but that's not the point of this. The point of this is to talk about the news and current events. Shut up. So in my opinion, it's a citizen's pretty much minimal responsibility to inform their interests, you know, while making sure that figures higher in our power structures can't be used to promote subversive interests and use subversive political tactics, and be able to be successful with them on you, which is something that we see a lot, because it's really easy to take a look at. Like, for example, you know, whatever political party you don't support, and find people being taken advantage of, essentially. A lot of the times they'll be pushed into having political viewpoints that, I mean, literally just go against their own interests. So I want to make sure that as a person that you have the ability to look at the news that you consume objectively, you know? Shit, I think I fucked that one up, did I? No, did... Oh, not bad, not bad. Okay. So, this segment, and like I said, it's going to become an every Monday thing. Every Monday I'll come on here, I'll go through the news sources that I read, and I'll talk about the articles. And we're going to talk a little bit about all that first before we even get to that. I'm not even sure if we'll be able to get to that today because I still got to do a little setting up for reading the news and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing I want to do before I start talking about the news is, unfortunately, talk about a little bit of politics, because that's pretty much where our news centers, right? So first thing I want to kind of do is talk about my political leaning, my personal political leaning, because it's really important. Some people have different ideas on how they think our country should be conducted, and that tends to translate into your political leaning. And I'm going to explain a few things, and obviously if anybody feels that I'm wrong about any of this stuff, by all means, I appreciate all correction, all discussion on this. As long as anyone is civil and not abusive in their discussions, not bigoted. Bigots will get banned. I mean, instantly. I will not deal with anyone who is intolerant. It's just something I cannot deal with. So we'll probably be going into that in depth in this at a later time, because it's important to me, and I'll get to that as to why. So one thing I want to explain is my political leaning, because first off, a lot of the news that I'm going to be giving will be leaning in that direction, because that tends to be the news that I do read. There are a lot of caveats to that, because nobody wants to be stuck in an information silo, and when they, quote their political interests to other people, they don't want to... I mean, come on, you really don't want to be talking, using talking points that are literally like information silo talking points. So, talking points you hear all your pundits and all your news sources use, despite it being possibly disingenuous or even inaccurate in a lot of cases. So we do want to make sure that that we are not falling into information silos that cater to what we believe in. Because, of course, objective opinions, it's one of the reasons why I kind of preach diversity. Objective opinions kind of make the world go round, and without diversity, it's really hard to do that. So I definitely encourage people to read news that's outside of their comfort zone, if at all possible. Kind of get a look at how the news is different, how it's presented differently, especially the attitude towards the topic, and how it's and how it presents the facts compared to other articles, or even considering sources. Because, of course, if something's misrepresenting a source, you certainly don't want to trust that as a news source. That is a very poor news source if they're automatically misrepresenting information to skew a certain political demographic. It's disingenuous. So you always want to make sure that you're not having to deal with that. So let's go on to my political leaning. First off, anybody who's been listening to me for any amount of time will probably have figured out that I am about as left as they get. As a matter of fact, I am what I would consider off the scale of left, as my political leanings don't typically mesh with the Overton window of the country that I live in, and that's a term you'll probably hear a decent amount on this channel. Overton window pretty much measures the breadth and width of political leaning in a society. So, for example, when you look at our Overton window compared to like Europe, we are a lot more right-leaning than Europe is. We're a lot less progressive than Europe is. And I'm going to explain that scale in a sec, because that scale is sometimes a little misleading. And I think it's probably good information to have how that scale kind of works. Nice. So, what the fuck is I doing? And there's probably going to be a lot of that, but we got a long time to talk about this, so it doesn't really matter that I'm like doddering or whatever. Just stick with me, and you know, egg me on if you feel like I'm kind of doddering too much. Okay. So the Overton political window. Overton political window usually expresses just a single dimension, I believe. I could be wrong. And again, I'm probably going to be wrong in a lot of shit. Just make sure that, you know, feel free to correct me. Just make sure you're civil with it. I don't mind. I prefer any type of objective information over being misinformed at any point in time. And I will, you know, almost always receive genuine information with pleasure, because I like I said, I can't stand being misinformed about anything. So I appreciate anybody who shares any type of contrary information or contrary viewpoint, because that can be a hard thing. It can be a really hard thing to understand subjective truth as opposed to objective truth, right? If two people feel that things are, you know, not equivocable, then it's understandable, you know, that there might be a little bit of subjective truth there that we might be missing. So, oh, excuse me? Don't even. Oh, shit, I lost a dude, didn't I? Oh, fuck. Oh, there we go. Okay. We should be good. Okay. Let's see if we don't lose this straight off. Looks like we're a little early, which is always good. How's that going? Oh, yes. That was close. So, talk about political leaning in Overton window. Overton window, I believe, usually expresses a country's leaning from conservativeness to progressiveness. And as far as I understand, the conservativeness to progressive scale measures how much that music is so magical. Conservative to progressive scale measures, like if you're on the conservative side of the scale, you have more of a desire to tote the status quo of the entity that has that political affiliation. So, for example, if you're a conservative in the United States, you're more likely to look at the values of the United States and not really want to advance too far past that, because you tend to not want to lose your national identity of having the values that you have. You're not as you're resistant to moving forward and changing the country in a way that you think might move away from what you think is the value of your country, right? So I tend to look at it in a more capitalistic, socialistic dynamic. When I look at conservativeness, I look at people who tend to want to maintain the same financial status quo, right? So capitalists tend to be conservative, or more conservative anyway, because Well, I mean, they want to support capitalism. You know, when feudalism was a thing, anybody came out on anything that wasn't feudalism, and well, there was a problem because, I mean, the feudalist power structure pretty much demanded status quo, right? So, conservative, if you want to keep your current socio-economical or social systems in place. And then you have the other end of the scale, which is where I tend to lean progressive. It means that I think that we should always be, at least my perspective of it, is that we should always be trying to improve ourselves. Is that conservatism, while it has its place in society, I do believe that in a general term, we do want to make sure that we are progressing and that we are moving on to the next new thing, because being ahead of that stuff is often important to our survival and prosperity. So I believe that both forces kind of balance each other out. That our political right has I guess, an obligation or a natural function of keeping the progressives in check and vice versa. Essentially, so we don't stagnate as a society, in my opinion. Conservatives definitely keep us from going off the rails with idealism, which is often a thing, you know. And I think progressives keep us from stagnating. Just nothing, happening. It keeps us moving forward with our ideas and making things better. So, and that is one of the two dimensions of a political scale, right? The other dimension that at least I believe exists is the dimension that separates authoritarianism at one extreme with liberalism. So what that means is somebody who favors authoritarianism, basically they believe that the values of the political entity should be enforced through basically the state-mandated monopoly on violence. So your country keeps its citizenry in order by essentially the threat of violence, right? So if you don't do what you're supposed to do, if you do what's illegal, then you suffer the consequences of that, right? Well, with authoritarianism, that is ubiquitous. Pretty much, authoritarianism thinks that conditions for society should be laid out fairly strictly, and they should be adhered to fairly strictly, and that is how our society stays in order. That's on the authoritarian side. On the liberal side, libertarian side is where I kind of sit. Again, I tend to be more liberal, more progressive. Liberal and progressive is where I sit. That group of people tends to think that people should be more self-governing, and that the responsibility of governing people should lie more with themselves than it should with an authoritarian figure, an authority, a state figure. That way, and of course, to a lot of people, it sounds kind of like idealism, which it is, because of course it's a progressive concept, right? So, the way I look at it, let me kind of go into a little diatribe here. The way I look at it is, shit, where was I here? I tend to look at when I decide my political leanings, right? When I decide what I want to support, what I start with is what I would consider my idealistic society, right? What I would consider my perfect society, and then I would start to smash it with reality, right? So I would believe that, humans should be governing. In a perfect world, people would police themselves. And then I sit and think, well, realistically, is that going to happen? Probably not, right? Not with today's political climate, political education, stuff like that. Being that that is most likely not going to happen, then you, like I said, you start to kind of beat it up with reality. You start to give it a little bit of back treatment, and you say, okay, well, how do we get there? And that's kind of what makes me on the liberal scale. I don't believe that how we get there would be by coercing ourselves with violence. I don't really think an authoritarianism system would get us there, not only as quickly but as genuinely as being able to get there on our own accord. Being able to figure it out ourselves rather than being forced. I don't think if we're forced to do something, I don't think a society kind of learns that way. I don't think we progress idealistically if we have an authoritarian figure forcing us. I don't really think that's a thing. But again, opinions rather than objective fact, right? So that's political scale as I know it. North to south, east to west. So again, you have two scales. You have a scale that goes from conservative to progressive, which tends to outline your desire to either maintain the status quo or change it. And then you, of course, have liberal to authoritarian, which tends to determine whether or not a populace is self-governing or governed by authority, right? That's a pretty heavy topic for the morning, isn't it? I didn't really think of that, but whatever. You gotta talk about it sometime, and you might as well talk about it on your ride to work, right? Even though, realistically, everybody's at work by now. I'm kind of late for that, but whatever. Let me live my dream. So, me, I try not to let my political leaning get too much in the way of choosing my news sources, But of course, you'd want to make sure that your news sources are vetted to your interests, right? Obviously, you're going to be less inclined to read news sources that are outside of stuff that you're interested in or espouse principles that you don't necessarily believe in. So it is kind of idealistic to make sure that you're getting news that does at least cater to you a bit, despite the fact there being dangers in that, as far as I'm aware of. So, I naturally tend to avoid news from either side, either right or left, that tends to use like inflammatory type reporting. When you see an article that's like, GOP owns libs, stuff like that. When they use words that are just hyperbolic, smashes or embarrasses or stuff like that. Those are opinionated statements, So you always want to kind of take those with a grain of salt. Make sure that if you see a lot of that type of language in the news that you're regularly consuming, you might be falling into an information bubble. You definitely want to make sure that the hyperbolic news is saved more for entertainment than it is for informing, because that's its intention. It's supposed to get you in. It's supposed to make you click on it. It's not supposed to inform you. So you want to make sure that any news sources that you're working at with hyperbolic terminology is kept with a grain of salt, because it's usually, like I said, its purpose is not to inform you. It's to get you to read it, click on it, and stay inside your information silo, which is dangerous. It's something you definitely don't want to do to stay well informed. Staying in an information silo, i.e., only catering to news sources that confirm your already arrived to conclusions, is not healthy. It's just not healthy for anyone. And in case you really want to see how unhealthy it is, again, for entertainment purposes, get on YouTube and look for owning videos of political parties agitating the other political party. You'll see exactly how unhelpful it is, because when you find people who've been inundated with this stuff so deeply, it's extremely easy to embarrass them with their own words, because they're often contradictory. Stuff like that. It's just, it's an easy way to figure out how uninformed you actually are by how you quote hyperbolic news sources as, fact. Okay. Almost halfway there. Yeah, because of that, it keeps the news sources that I tend to that I consume in a more like centric realm. So while my news does tend to lean left, when it comes to news that I use for factual reporting, there tends to be a lot less like political prominence in it. It tends to be more factual reporting, less hyperbolic terminology, more objectiveness, etc., etc. Any title that you can tell wasn't made for clicks, and after a while of consuming social media, it's really not hard to look at media and figure out what is intended to be consumed rather than intended to inform. Just something that you can pretty easily tell. I mean, it's not hard. It really isn't hard. So yeah, vet your news sources, no doubt, and never fall inside that information by and again, if you're into embarrassing yourself, by all means, get yourself riled up about the homosexuals taking over the world, and the Jewish cabal conquering our country, and all the other bullshit that seems to be floating around with all of our typical racist and bigoted tropes. But personally, I'm not the kind of person that really wants to walk around the world with that kind of outward perception. Just not really not really useful to me. Okay. Where am I? So, we're still talking about news sources, right? Oh my god, coffee. So when I patron a media source that violates what type of like requirements I put in for news sources, there's a lot of stuff that actually kind of seems like news, but it's not. You know, it's obviously more for entertainment purposes. Again, I go back to the owning videos. I'm guilty of watching them. I mean, honestly, some of the shit that some of my opposing political party says in their official capacity, it deserves to be ridiculed. Anytime somebody says something that's outrageous to a point to where any normal person would think that it's outrageous, those people need to be ridiculed, in my opinion anyway. Another one is anytime somebody is being detrimental towards a already marginalized group of people, those people can fuck right off. I do not deal with bigotry well. Anytime anyone wants to continue to perpetrate bigoted myths, especially if they're kicking down at people. If they are kicking down at people, you will not get a good reaction from me. And if I perceive it as such, first off, if I'm unsure, I'll verify it. I'll verify that what they're doing is bigoted. And once I verify that, I will shout it from the fucking rooftops. So-and-so is promoting a bigoted policy, regardless of whether or not they identify as a bigot. Just straight up, right? Bigotry is huge in our society. It has no fucking place in the world. And I would rally against it to my dying day. I firmly believe in the world being filled with people who are related to me, my family, regardless of how stupid or misguided they may be. We all deserve an equal amount of respect. And the only reason why we deserve an equal amount of respect as a baseline is because when it comes down to it, when you talk about the final arbiter of equality, which is violence, violence pretty much equalizes us all. I don't really care how rich you are. I don't care who you are. A knife in the belly will do the same thing to everybody. So, violence is pretty much the ultimate equalizer. It's that old, Samuel Colt made men equal. That's kind of the way it works, is the violence that men can commit is pretty much what deters disrespect. And people who don't believe that are kind of fooling themselves. Go to prison for a while. Go to prison for a while and you'll learn how much violence is an equalizer there, because that's all you have. You wonder why people go in there and get jacked? That's why. Because that's power in that location. Because the only thing that exudes power is your ability to exercise violence beyond the people who are incarcerating you. Okay. What are we blabbing about now? Also, one of the things that I kind of wanted to do is kind of put a pin in... every so often I'll say something like, I want to put a pin in something. Typically means that I want to get back to it and talk to it later. Or talk about it later. There's a lot of news sources that I watch that I would not... that I'm sure people consider news sources when they're not. They're more of entertainment, right? So if I was the kind of person who would actually consume a news source like Fox News, I wouldn't consume it like I thought it was serious news. The same thing for MSNBC. Those are literally just political entertainment for people who lean that direction. Sure, they'll give you some information, but in most cases they will give you information that is intended to entertain its political leaning. Rather, that's definitely more important than informing people to those news sources. So, when I am patroning stuff like that, I do try and admit to myself that what I am patroning is not supposed to be informative. And you'll notice that when it comes to all this stuff, I keep just a fairly strict regimen of how I consume my media. And there's a good reason for that. I'm going to go back to that first point. I believe it is the responsibility of every citizen to be informed and not allow themselves to be exploited by the power structures that are put in place, because while your leaders are often aligned with some of your ideals, I can assure you that your well-being is well less on a priority than their well-being. And that's just the way the world is. So, first off, you want to make sure that what you're doing with your news sources is that you're vetting your individual articles. A lot of us are fed our news through social media. So we're already getting it from a secondary hand information source, which already means that you're getting one level of filterness towards skewed towards being in that information silo. You certainly don't want to. You definitely want to make sure that you're automatically taking any type of news you get through your social media with a grain of whatever biased salt you have with that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when you're presented with a news article, you always want to make sure that you kind of trust the news sources. One of the reasons why it's always good to kind of be familiar with the news sources you consume and be kind of trustful that they are going to be giving you vetted sources for the information that they're giving. Especially if you're going to be using these as talking points, you definitely want to make sure that you're not quoting anything again that's too silo specific and too misinformed. It will make you seem like a political idiot. And that is not what you want to do. Oh. 30. Okay. So yeah, vet your news articles. Getting better at that. Yeah, so, if you're watching, like, videos of, one of the things that I put a note for is, videos, like those owning videos, like, the fucking GOP owns the libs, or, stuff like that. When you're watching stuff like that, make sure that, especially ones that tend to exploit social situations, because it's a really good example of how easily people who have been, like, misinformed can basically be taken advantage of to make them look uninformed. I mean, really, make them look like what they are. And while I do believe that these videos serve a specific purpose in making somebody ashamed to think a certain way, I also think that it kind of detracts from the discussion, ultimately. It serves a purpose other than forwarding the discussion, And, yeah, so, and that kind of concludes to being able to vet your news sources entirely. When it comes to the news sources I consume news sources like I kind of know to trust which news sources for being more factual than others. For example, if I get a news article and it's being pushed by MSNBC or Fox, I automatically know it's going to have a political leaning that's almost out of my comfort level, despite the fact that I skew really left. An MSNBC article is going to feel like it's hyperbolic, like it's being pushed by fanatics. And the reason why I use NBC instead of Fox News is because Fox News is pretty much your oh god damn it, it's your common whipping boy these days. Damn it, I lost a dude on that, didn't I? Well, son of a bitch. I'm doing pretty good though. Okay. Lastly, being able to verify the facts of the information in the article, something none of us really have the time for, because that's just a shit thing to have to do. But never really trust an article at its face value, and certainly never trust its title. Titles are meant to be misleading. They're meant to be, or not necessarily misleading, but they're meant to be. They're more made to draw you in than they are to inform you, and because of that, it makes the information in the title itself suspect always, no matter the source. There's a few news sources that tend to get it right regularly, but they're few and far between, because almost all news sources... No, let me back up on that. All news sources are biased. All news sources are skewed, and you really do need to make sure that you are aware of that, because it's extremely important, to me at least. Wait a second. Oh, I guess... Shit. I guess I could have sped up on that, but I didn't, which... I guess, I don't know, probably is good. I probably would have had to have just slowed right back down. Oh, here we go. We're going to stop coming up anyway. Oh, shit, I'm not going to make this one in time. I should have sped up, shouldn't I have? Let's come in hot on this one. There we go. That'll get us a little bit better. Awesome. Awesome. And I think that's the small amount of preamble I had for this. Oh, deferring to experts, too. Finally, of course, when it comes to people that I do trust, often they're the people in the fields that study the stuff, study it regularly. And I'm going to pause this right now because I'm going to need to set up something in a sec. Okay. I'd already started setting it up, but... hello, pause menu. Pause menu. Ishima. Yes. Okay. There we go, Mr. Pause menu. Let's start up some music here. I'm gonna go onto this screen. Oh, that's loud. Okay, now one of the things that I wanted was to be able to take a news article and put it on the screen here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, sorry about the wait, guys. Just sitting here arranging something that I should have did last night, but didn't. Hmm. La 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 lies. Okay, almost there, almost there. I'm gonna setting up this window, and then it's just gonna piss me off because it's not gonna work right. Hmm. Interesting. Trying to figure out how I got this set up. Okay. Well, it doesn't look too bad. Still almost there. Almost there. Almost there. No, that looks better. That looks so much better there. Oh, screwed that up. Oh, almost there. Fast. Oh, there we go. That took a fucking lot. Okay, got the AP news set up. That looks like that. Right, okay, cool. Now let's get a scene set up with it in front of our train. People try to put us down just because we get around. Stay to look awful cold. Time before I get old. Okay. Why don't you all fade away? Don't try to dig what we all say. Just talking about my generation. Yeah, so when it comes to my news sources, I get a lot of my news from AP News, which is probably one of your... Oh, that's a little louder. So AP News source, because they're probably one of the closest things you can get to, like, fair and balanced news today. You know, the same thing that, like, Fox News constantly, like, harps on about being. AP News is going to be your most, like, factual, neutral reporting that, in my opinion anyway, that you can find. Even though it does have a bit of a left leaning. So, you know, if that's the case for you, just make sure you know that it does tend to lean a little left. Let's see. Also, I tend to read a lot of my Reddit news feed that I make for news, which consists of Reddit's R Politics, World News, News, a few other ones, and those lean extremely left. So, my generation, baby. Okay. So now we got news right in the middle of the screen. And hopefully that'll work out for us. Like, let's put this, because I don't want it over the overlay. And we're like that. Alright. Cool. So, I think that will work. And then all I need to do is make sure I'm going to the right articles here. Dancing with my girl. That's fine. I know him all pretty well. But I know sometimes I must get out of my light. Better leave her behind when the kids are gone. Okay. I feel I gotta get away. Dude, I love Old Who. It's like some of the best music everywhere, anywhere, ever. Far behind where the kids are alright. The kids are alright. Okay. Lastly, I kind of want to make sure that I can see the chat, but I don't know how I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, let's just deal with that, huh? Okay, so there we go. Train drive with fucking news right in the middle of it, right? Kill my who there. Let's see. So we're good there. Let's do some news. Okay, first page of the news on the Discover section. Greta Thunberg defiant after Swedish court fines her for disobeying police during a climate protest. I don't really even know what to think about that, honestly. Climate activism, I don't know, I kind of have I guess you could say a resistance to extremism, I guess you could say. So while I don't really have a problem with climate activism and, you know, do what you want kind of thing, you know, if you're going to suffer the consequences, you're going to suffer the consequences. And there are countries in our world and governments in our world that will not appreciate it, regardless of whether you think that your cause is right. So, mess with the bull, get the horns. Just kind of, you know, if that's what you're going to do, expect an outcome. And don't expect it to be great. Life's not all fucking bubbles and whatever, you know? Gene therapy eye drops restores a boy's sight. Cool. Cool. Any medical advancements are great. Especially when it comes to shit like that, you know? People not being able to see whatnot. We'll see. Not something I'm overly interested in. Not enough to click on it anyway. There we go. Almost fucked that one up. I'm a little late, but whatever. Only 6 seconds under. Saudi Arabian soccer team Al Hilal makes record $332 million bid for France striker Kylian Mbappé. Okay, yeah. People need to keep Saudi Arabia out of that. In my opinion, I have a feeling that an already corrupt FIFA is not going to benefit from having one of the richest, most corrupt nations help bankroll this bullshit. So, just my opinion. I don't mind soccer. I like sports in the sense that I'm a huge buff when it comes to game theory, which sports would certainly fall in. And, I don't like the commercialization of it. I've never liked commercialization of any sport. As a matter of fact, I'm less likely to be interested in a sport if it's commercialized. So, just straight up. How Trump is gaining an advantage in the nitty-gritty battle for delegates. I'm pretty interested in, oh shit. Oh, god damn it. I'm pretty interested in, our current, presidential race. It's one of those things that's kind of important to me. So, I make sure that I keep on the news with that. I firmly believe that pretty much some of the recent goings-on with are about the closest our country has been to losing its democracy into the hands of extremists, which, again, I'm completely against. A violent revolution, while sometimes necessary, leaves scars that are often impossible to heal in a society. And I can show you examples of that in the United States readily. Set aside the polls, the fundraising numbers, or Donald Trump's name recognition as metrics of his early dominance of the Republican presidential contest. He has what could prove to be the most important advantage in the race, a leg up in winning the delegates needed to cinch the GOP nomination. He's going to win the GOP nomination, which is actually pretty pathetic, in my opinion. I remember when I was a kid, being a politician that was embroiled in political scandal was a bad thing. Now it's become so normalized that we have a GOP candidate that is currently under multiple indictments for what will eventually, in my opinion, be over 100 different counts of crimes. And nobody gives a shit who's voting for him. They're defending his actions, and I think that's absolutely horrible. They're basically undermining the faith in our political process to protect somebody who is being accused of multiple crimes. And that is basically a travesty of our democracy right now, is that we currently have people who are deciding that their political candidates smearing, clearing their political candidates' dubious behavior and stuff is pretty much worth ruining, helping to ruin our democracy, and I just don't really, I can't get behind that. I couldn't get behind it if it was the Democratic Party. I couldn't get behind it if it was the Republican Party. Doesn't really matter. How does that news look in front? Probably actually trim it down even more, huh? Give me a sec. I want to see what that looks like full screen. Oh, what the hell? Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that's not bad. You can still kind of read it, which is awesome. Okay. Spotlight. 1-year-old U.S. climate law is already turbocharged clean energy technology. Well, yeah. Bell tolls for Wisconsin man who wins Hemingway look-alike contest. Oh, wow. Those are a lot of fucking Ernest Hemingway looking dudes. Sure, why not? Look at these guys. That's some dedication. I mean, I kind of look like that too, but, you know, I'm not gonna, yeah, I don't know. I appreciate Ernest Hemingway. Oh, it's in Key West, of course. 68th birthday, Whitebeard, Wisconsin man won the Hemingway look-alike contest. Interesting. Maybe I should enter that. I like Key West, it's fun. It's a fun place to be. It's really expensive to live, though. Okay. Oop. Sick of hearing about record heat? Well, burn the oil companies. Okay. Ooh, look at us making time. Making, like, the good time. I may actually complete this run, to which I will be absolutely tickled. See, we got a break coming up in 30 minutes, so let's look at some more news. The U.S. and North Korea have no diplomatic ties, but they still have ways to talk about U.S. soldiers. No diplomatic ties, my ass, dude. I mean, come on, how do you, their entire financial model is built upon being threatened and the rest of the world are being threatening, despite the fact that they're not, and having the rest of the world react at it. Japanese players wear black armbands at Women's World Cup to remember royal family member? Am I crossing picket lines if I see a movie? I don't have to worry about that. I don't fucking watch movies anymore. Politics. Let's hit that one first, huh? Oh, here we go. Okay. No. Nice. Democratic governor pushes back against transgender-related attacks by GOP in Kentucky campaign. Yeah, because that's what a compassionate human being would do. Just straight up. Yeah, I mean, I really hate to say it, but we're pretty much going down the road of genocide with gay people at this point. Transgendered people are pretty much being used as a wedge towards the gay issue because, of course, we have a group of people in this country who think that their religion rules it. And all I have to say is, even if you're right, I will fight to the point of a revolution to make sure you're not. I don't really think a lot of religious people are moral at all. And the entire transgender issue is solely a religious one. Nobody who gives a shit about it gives a shit about it for any other reason that they are involved because they either are or know a transgendered person, or they're a religious bigot. Just straight up. I don't really see any other legitimate issues towards that. I've been up and down it, right and left, and I cannot figure out any type of morality other than fucking biblical adherence in that entire issue. And the only thing that I can say to that is, if your religion inspires bigotry of any form, it needs to go. I don't have a use for it. I don't think the world has a use for it, and I would fight against it until my dying day. Just straight up. I think your religion is harming society because there's a marginalized group of people who can't exist without being hassled because of your book. That's the only reason. Only reason. My position has always been clear, Bashir said. I have never supported gender reassignment surgery for minors, and they don't happen in Kentucky. Yeah, so, again, this is just like any type of bigotry. First off, if you're not involved in this issue, weighing in on it should be one of those kind of things that you do reluctantly. If your only concern at it is that you are a quote-unquote concerned parent, even though you don't have a transgender child, if you are a politician trying to earn brownie points from your base, from your bigoted religious base, that is no... You have an asshole opinion. You have no informed opinion on this. And fuck you. That's all I have to say. I mean, not that I'm going to say that the medical industry is always right, because they're not. However, when it comes to what I need to do to make sure that I'm healthy, the people I'm going to trust are going to be the medical industry. Just straight up. So when the medical industry tells me that my child is depressed because of gender dysphoria, and the only way to solve that is to break gender or societal gender norms, then that's what I'll be doing. You know, if our patriotic society doesn't like that because they're stuck behind fucking Stone Age bullshit, that's their problem. And they're just going to have to fucking deal with that. They're going to have to be the Luddite, you know, trying to fucking get rid of the printing press so they can feel comfortable. They have no right to fucking hold the rest of the world back because of their fucking mental bullshit. Straight up. Yeah. So this dude's position, this Bashir guy's position, I've never supported gender reassignment surgery for minors. My question is how many medical professionals has this guy asked about it? How many medical associations has this guy looked at their ruling on it? So my guess is despite the fact that the medical industry has determined that this is the course of action for people suffering from this specific issue, and doctors, pretty much the majority of doctors and psychiatrists having to deal with this issue, support the courses of action that they prescribe, this guy is going to decide to oppose it. And I guarantee you the only reason why dude opposes it is because of his religion. It's a direct response to what he says is a patently false Republican narrative that suggested he supports such surgeries. The Courier Journal has reported that there's no recorded record of such surgeries for minors happening in Kentucky. That's because these surgeries don't happen to minors. Yes, there are exceptions. Yes, there are times that it has happened. It's not the norm. And the idea that these people are making it seem like the norm is disingenuous to the argument. They're basically hyperbolically stating that it happens in certain ways to make it seem like all these children are getting cut up for no reason, and that's patently false. Easily verifiable as false. Oh, shit. Yeah, dude, Kentucky, dude. Talk about a fucking backward-ass place I don't know if I'd want to live. At one point in time, I think we were contemplating Tennessee. And with all the shit that has gone on there, I'd be kind of ashamed to live there at the moment. Not to mention afraid, even though I'm not a part of that community directly. I'd be afraid. I mean, hell, I have long hair. I'd be afraid there. Nice. Looks like I am going to make it around the route this time, which will be my first time. Last time I was on nearly my last leg and I fucked it up. Okay. So... yeah, it looks like basically these people are arguing over who supports family values by deciding whether or not cutting up children's genitals is the case, is what determines that. These people are insane. Boy. Okay. Hitting a few articles here. Oop. With this, I've kind of started using just kind of like distance landmarks with my speeds. Like I want to be at certain speeds at certain times. And I can usually, god damn it. Fuck. That sucked. I hate when I have to do that. Dude, France is like, remember when people used to like yell and scream about how it was like the idealistic like liberal nation, and that, you know, like it was even like one of those things where people were like, you know, oh, if you don't like the politics here, go to France, go live in France with your liberal piece of shit ass. France is turning into kind of totalitarian. I mean, some of the shit that's been going on there is like the whole like Burqa riots in Iran kind of thing. Like they're trying to like enforce like some really draconian rules as far as I see, you know, like raising retirement age and all sorts of stuff to basically enacting policies that the populace doesn't want, something, you know, our country has been notorious for doing for years. We've had a tyranny of the minority for fucking years, and now France seems to be suffering a huge bit of that. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, no, speed y'all's ass up. Okay, what do we got here? Mama bears. In many election cycles, there's a snappy shorthand used to describe the type of voter who may help decide the winner. Think soccer moms or security moms, even NASCAR dads. And now, the mama bears. These conservative mothers and grandmothers who, in recent years, have organized for parental rights include banning discussions on gender identity in schools, have been classified as extremists by the Southern Poverty Law Center. We should talk about that one. So, first thing, that I see when I see that this organization has been designated an extremist organization, I think of by who. Because, of course, being designated as an extremist organization is a pretty good hit. Southern Poverty Law Center, it's nonprofit. Did a little bit of research into who the guys are. There have been some criticisms of their designations, but know that they really have no weight. It's just an advisement. These people, it's basically an organization that does research on civil rights and whether or not they think certain organizations violate those civil rights or not, if it's somebody who leans more towards like authoritarianism, fascism, stuff like that, then typically the Southern Poverty Law Center will come out against them. If they have extremist views, they'll designate them as such, but there's no weight to it at all. Other than, how much do you respect the Southern Poverty Law Center? So, read about them and, of course, figure that out. Me, I think it's, something that kind of raises my eyebrow. But I don't think it's, like, as important as, like, a government agency that protects against that sort of thing, designating it as, like, a terrorist organization or something like that. It's certainly not the same thing. Certainly not the same thing. Even though this organization is, so there have been a lot of, like, grassroots moms organizations, and when you look kind of like behind them, they're not really grassroots. They're all funded by big, PACs and super PACs, to basically start a mom movement, to shift, to shift political leaning. So, god damn it, and I am almost there, dude. Do not. Nope. Don't want to fuck that up again. Sorry, getting frazzled. Okay, probably going a little slow there, but yeah, and there are a lot of the people that are currently advocating for restricting gender rights and stuff like that. People who stretch the definition of gender. Donald Trump praised their work, which to me is the kiss of death. Donald Trump is a horrible person. Not that the Democratic Party's a huge amount better, but they are. Moms for Liberty, yeah. Basically, Moms for Liberty is a fascist organization that is set out to permeate bigotry. At least that's how I view them. They're basically kicking down at another organization. They're helping the government tell you who to demonize so you don't look at the people who are running the government, pick your pocket. That's my opinion, straight up. Yeah, and it's really funny that that's the political organization they've chosen to do this sort of thing. It's really strange that you would have a bunch of women advocating for an organization that's currently advocating for removing women's rights. So, I mean, I have a feeling that if the GOP had their choice, women wouldn't vote, especially if they skewed liberal. It's one of the reasons why they're trying to keep Washington, D.C. from gaining statehood, because they know if it gains statehood, it'll basically give a huge liberal base to the Democrats. So they certainly don't want D.C. to become a state and gain voting power. That would be bad. Because their entire platform for, well, as long as I've been alive, has been literally limiting voters' rights. So limiting voters' rights and reskewing political districts so they could stay in power. There we go. Bonk. Please. There. Yay. Yeah, fuck those people. Mama bears. Yeah, they don't give a shit about children. They don't. The only thing that they give a shit about is getting their children sold to a artificial place or a made-up place that they have no fucking idea whether it exists or not. They just believe it does. And they don't give a shit about the children's well-being. They only care about its soul. So, and you can debate whether or not that is real until you're blue in the face. Ooh, I finished my line. And that is great timing, because it is break time. We are going to move up to... Damn, why are all these fucking things expanded editions, deluxe editions? I don't want all these extra songs. I just want the original fucking album. Okay, I'll be back in just a short bit, guys. It's gonna take a short break. Okay, sorry to interrupt the very beginning of Pinball Wizard there. Because that is a fucking bombing song. Where are we here? Let's get a little volume going. And now that we are done with the first portion of our show today, it's time for my breakfast. And I'm not going to be able to read the news while I'm doing that. So... next time I'll have a little bit more news, because there'll be a little bit less explanation as to stuff. So hopefully that'll be a thing. Where's, what college am I in? Crosini, where's some... shit, I'm missing someone. Let's go check the colleges out and see if we can't find them first. Let's dorm it up. I don't have a lot of money here. Oh well. Maybe we'll do some grinding, who knows. Grinding is not that bad with something that has fast forward, right? Okay. Obviously I was planning on doing something like crafting, because I had all my crafting shit on me. That's going to be a negatory, because that requires lookups that I don't want to do right now. I just want to beat shit up. Beat stuff up. Ed Gruberman. Speaking of which, give me a shit. Give me a sec. I need to fucking clip that so I have it to my list of stuff that I need to do. There we go. Oh, nice. Okay, let's throw that in our clips, so... Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Discard. Oh, I forgot YouTube had clips. How about that? Okay. Oops. Wrong button. Okay, didn't we decide we were just gonna like dump everything including maps and use magical maps from now on? Because having 0 items just seems to be better. Okay, well, let's go find that wayward party member. I bet you they're like at Bruschetta or something. Okay, oh, already on the start. Oh, you little shady bastards. I didn't mean to want to attack. I still wanted to attack you. Grabble. Okay. So if you notice, I got one low-level guy now that replaced the other person who was, I guess the other novice, right? Just raising up another one because I wasn't able to change her class, so I figured I'd just start another character. I mean, I still got her. She's sitting somewhere. I gotta find her. Actually, I should have probably brought one less person. But, you know, hindsight. Would have probably had to have been Slim. Yeah, he has to be in Bruschetta, right? I'm pretty sure this is the only place I was, like, digging around the other day. Oh, he's fucking hemoglobin, dude. Shush. Oop. Fucking scary noises. Scary noises and shit. Maybe I should get this at some point. Noise. Oh yeah, there they are. Probably should create yet another class too. Okay, let's see. Monk, Sorcerer, Ranger, Puppeteer, we got Samurai. Did I just make her to be a Samurai or a Ninja? I can't remember. Oh, she's evil, so a Ninja. Samurai would be good. I guess we could make somebody ready to be an idol. Actually, it really doesn't matter here. Let's do this. Donk. Donk, donk. Donk. Oh, donk, donk. Let's see. Shelza. Then that. And then that. And then that. Let's see if we can go get this thing in the forest, and then we'll come back with extra people. First, let's save, because always save your fucking game. Let's go see if we can beat their ass. Oh, wait a second. Is there anything in the library for us? Might as well look. Nope. Oh, damn it. Okay. Yes, I do. Okay, let's go to the office. Let's get everyone out of the party real quick. Let's go ahead and roll a new person. And let's call her... I don't have a Jess, do I? Jess is a pretty common name I use. I know why, but I'm not going to mention it. Okay. So this time, we could do either a samurai, which will be good, or an idol. Let's see. Since we just did a ninja, let's go ahead and do an idol. Looks like idols need mainly luck. Luck, spirit, and vitality. So there, look at that, luck and spirit. We just need vitality. Idol can be all alignments, so let's make her neutral. Okay. Idol needs 6 in strength, we got 7. 6 in intelligence, we got 8. 12 in spirit, we got 14. 12 in vitality. A 6 in agility. And it looks like a 16 in luck. There we go. There's our idol. The next question is where are we gonna get put the rest of these? Let's shore that up a little. Sure could use that extra vitality. Let's go ahead and just kind of crank these up at an even rate. Okay. Now we got ourselves an idol. Bonk. Yes. Let's do someone else. We have a sorcerer. I did love my summoner, so let's do a summoner. And a good name for a summoner. Oop. This one will be doubly appropriate. Always female. Summoner needs intelligence, spirit, and luck, so really similar to the last one we did. Let's book for intelligence this time. So 14 for a gnome. Why did the last person I had have like 27 BP? Is that like a random thing? Oh, holy shit, it is. Oh no, now I'm fucking pissed. mean, look at that. 34 BP. Are you kidding me? I could have done that with everybody. And now I'm kind of pissed off about it. And thinking about starting over again. God damn it. Okay, I'm starting over again. Why? Because that's just the way I roll. Oh no, not getting copyright struck for that again. It hadn't been too long since I started over. No. Shut up. Okay, this sucks. But it's kind of cool at the same time. I didn't realize that that was random. I was wondering why certain people would have more of those than others. But I guess now I know. Oh, god damn it. I did not want to do that. I guess it really doesn't fucking matter. It is going to give me, I think, the little thing that gives you more, like, cohesion with each other. But whatever. Cool. Yeah, that's what it's going to give me. I just want to get out of this. Come on, guys. Okay, office. Expel. Yes. This guy, yes. This guy, yes. This guy, yes. Puck, that's a good name. Okay, so let's enroll. And since we now know BP is random, let's stack that randomness in our favor, right? 17, 6. It's going to make creating characters a little longer. And it won't be as much of a... 23 is not bad. I actually want over 30, though, because I've seen over 30, right? 33. So, first one is going to be our warrior. And my warrior's name is typically... let's do Killian. There we go. Killian's female. And since this is a warrior, we're going to go for strength and vitality. Dwarf is always a good one. Ooh, Bahuman. Let me get that. So dwarf or Bahuman. Let's do Bahuman. We are only going to be a warrior, so neutral's fine. We can already be a warrior. So let's distribute this shit, huh? Should we really do that? Should we, like, shoot for something a little bit better right now? What else can we be? A samurai, a ninja, or an idol? Maybe we should try for a samurai. Good. 12, 13, 9, 12, 13, 9. Ooh, that 10 will give me a monk. That needs to be 11. And 9. So for a samurai, they need to be good. 12, 13, 9. 12, 11, 9. Well, that works. Everything's above. I mean, I could just do monk. And then I'd have my monk out of the way. Wow, dude. I can really jack that up, can't I? Hmm. Why won't it let me? Oh, I guess the samurai has to come later, I guess. I guess let's start off as a warrior then. She may not stay a warrior, but she'll at least start as one. Okay. Dude, I can't believe I didn't know BP was fucking random. Like, so embarrassed. Okay. So let's see who's next class. You know, I should put this up on screen, actually. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we need to make an app scene. And we would call it Adobe Acrobat. So add window capture. Hey, it recognized it. How about that? Don't need the cursor. There we go. Well, that's strange. It's actually wider than the screen. I wonder why. Oh, let's trim it down, I guess. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. Still got a few more things to edit here. There we go, that looks better. Okay, let's make that the right size. And of course, it's still off screen a little. We will go bunk and make it a little bit more narrow. Okay. So with the class of heroes, we will add that app scene. Acrobat monk. Let's go ahead and just put that up about right there. Oh shit, that's the wrong scene, isn't it? God damn it. Yep. Okay. There we go. Much better. So now we got that. Okay, so... so we got one warrior, is all we got. Let's make a monk. Something to do with pugilism? Okay, this is really original. How about punchy? Oh, wait a second. We didn't do the BP trick, even though we had 26, which is kind of nice. What's the bare minimum? 30. Annoying, yes. Optimal, definitely. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. 15. 14. 10. Let's get that acrobat down here to where it's not over my puppet. Let's go ahead and move that away here. I should make it to where it fades out, shouldn't I? Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Maybe I should just make one with and without acrobat. I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, oh my fucking god. There's my monk. Well, the punchy no longer seems appropriate. Oh, I know. I was reserving this name for someone else, but... how about... Chasm? And that will be our monk. We'll do a dwarf on that. Neutral, because monks can be. Okay. And so, monk. We need 12 strength. That's easy. Oh, there's our monk. Let's go ahead and choose that while we have it. Monks need strength. So let's go ahead and bump that out to 15. They need spirit. Let's bump that up to 15. Vitality, of course. Let's go ahead and even these out. Even though they're probably lower as we go up. Right. Oh, wait a second. This is a monk. He probably needs agility, doesn't he? Let's do that. Oh, he's a max there. Cool. A dwarven monk. Yes. Okay, so now we got two fighter types. A monk and a warrior who is going for samurai. It's time to build another high hit point guy. How about just a straight warrior? Oh, there we go. Let's use my alter ego name for this one. Actually, let's not. Let's name this one Tia, as in Carrera. She will be a female. We're going to be a warrior, so we want strength and vitality. Was it a Kulazan? Oh, no, that wasn't it. A Felper has vitality, but they got tons of agility. They make a really good monk. Oh, the Bahuman. Isn't that what we made the other one? If it's just going to be a straight warrior, let's do a straight human. Let's do it neutral. And there's a warrior. So, vitality, agility, probably use a little luck. Not as much though. However, most importantly, would be that strength. There we go. And we are the warrior. I am the warrior. Okay. We need a thief type. It's going to start off as a ranger, but we can do ninja or gunner. So, name her for our thief type. Let's name her Billy. As in Eilish or the Kid. This is going to be a thief type, so we want a thief type race, right? Oh shit. We didn't do our little BP trick. So Billy. Remember that name, right? 7, 10, 18. That's weird that this is random. They should just give you like a set amount for every character. It's like a severe disadvantage to not sit here and just fucking sit it out. There we go. So B-I-L-L-Y. Sex for Billy. So we're going to make her either a gunner or a ninja. Let's take a look at those stats. Ninja has to be evil. Gunner's all. It's like a ninja's more strict on the stats, so maybe we'll go for a gunner. And we'll do ninja later. Gunner needs strength, vitality, agility, and luck. Strength, agility, vitality, and luck. How about a Kulas? And we'll work her up to being a gunner. Gunner doesn't matter alignment. If alignment doesn't matter, I make them neutral. Okay, class. Let's see if Ranger is what she'll almost certainly start out as. But let's see if we can get her up to gunner. Let's see, 12 here. Start with minimum stats. Vitality needs to be 10. 10. And 12, right? So let's pump it up. Oh, look at that agility, dude. Is that necessary? Oh my god. Yeah, if she isn't on her way to being a gunner, then I don't know what is. Okay. Now we get to work on 2 magic classes. One of them will be a sorcerer. No doubt. Or sorceress, I suppose you could say. Ooh. And her name, since she is our sorceress, Morgan. It would be Morgana if we had more room. Female. And for a sorceress, we just need intelligence and spirituality. So let's make sure those are up there. Probably a gnome. A gnome or a Celestian. Or an elf. We don't have any of those. Let's go for an elf for this first one. Sorcerer can be any alignment. So we will be. And Sorcerer's main abilities are these 2. So first thing we're going to do is just that. Right? And the rest of it we can just evenly pump up. With a little bit of priority, obviously. Don't need strength over vitality or agility. Oh, and she can do sorcerer straight out. That's always good. Okay, last one is going to be billed as a summoner, even though she'll probably also start off as a sorcerer. And change to a summoner as we go. And Morgana, what's another famous sorceress's name? Yeah, whatever. Let's do something mundane for this one. Kate. Okay, so we already got our elf. Let's make this one a gnome. Or a summoner. I think it's any alignment, right? Yep. No, wait a second. Shit. Almost forgot the trick. Kate, right? Almost. Sure. I said above 30, so can't renege on that. Oop. We're going for gnome. Alignment, we're going for neutral. Class, we're going for sorcerer. First off, let's hit sorcerer, which is 12 and 12, right? Hey, why can't she be a sorcerer? What the fuck? Okay, I'm really fucking confused here. A gnome. Okay. That's really fucking weird. I guess let's try a Celestian then. Because we need these mage classes. It's really important. There we go. See, she can do the sorcerer thing. Okay. So what do we have here? We have Killian the warrior, Kasim the dwarf, Tia the warrior human, or human, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's just load them up then, huh? Now that we've done that, let's kill our old game. That should make shit a lot easier. I still can't figure out what the fuck's wrong with the gnomes, though. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Now let's go through these as quickly as we can. Surprise. Oh, gelato. That was a weird change in music. Yay! Okay. I want to get through all this. This is annoying. Oh, here we go. Here's a good news one. Former President Donald Trump reposted a meme on Truth Social that suggested the government led the Capitol riot on January 6th. So, according to him, there's now a government conspiracy that the riot was caused by the United States government, despite the fact that he was the president at the time. Oh yeah, and we're gonna get our ass beat, aren't we? Okay, let's get all these missions stacked up here. Okay. go. Now let's make sure that there's no places that we have to report to before the actual mission. There we go. Get the briefing from this dude. I use the term dude lightly, I guess. That's weird how I claim dude isn't gender specific, but obviously it seems to be always used that way, right? Okay. Well, why do I have to answer yes or no? I mean, come on. Okay. So let's make sure we're in the right order here. Fighter, monk, fighter, ranger, mage. There we go. Let's resave this mess and head out. Make like a baby and head out. Okay. I don't have any magic map. I should have bought a map before. Oh, I don't have any money. Right? I don't think I have money anyway. Nope. Okay, let's get a little money. I think we only need like 10 gold for the map to this place, at least until we can caps the magic map. That was 4 gold. That's not enough. Oh, don't even. We're just trying to grind up a couple gold pieces. Rub a few gold pieces together. Oh, shush. No, I don't want to watch them. Dude. Oh, nice. And in there was a broken pole. I think I should probably have that money now. I could get the monster, give the monster blood to that one dude. Sell all this stuff. Except for the monster blood. Oh, wait a second. I guess I had enough money to begin with. I forgot that dude gave me $1,000 bucks. Let's get that brush map that we need so much. Also, let's go to the alchemy dude. I have his blood, I think, as he wanted, right? There we go. So that's one mission done. And that's a repeatable. I think it's one of the few that are actually repeatable. Ooh, they're rebranding Twitter. I wonder if that'll help. My guess would be no. Okay. Oh, I guess it's kind of cool that it's still mapped out everything for me. Despite the fact that I didn't have a map and couldn't see it being mapped out for me. More monster blood! Oh. Nice. Yeah, actually, like, sitting through and scumming that extra few points for those characters. I mean, my guys are already... I can already tell I'm having an easier time surviving, you know? Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with a lot of these spaces until I can get levitate. Nice. And so the leveling is started. Yummy. Okay. Probably not a good idea to have gone in that spot, but whatever. Okay. Oops. Shut up. Okay, let's see. Over here, again, places that I can't go without a levitate spell. So we'll map out what we can. Come back later. Okay.
Okay. Pull down that music a little bit. That was kind of wearing on the head there. Shush. Ew. Yeah, it's kind of nice having two, like, identical mages. Because I know I have, like, a backup for one. Oh shit, I accidentally rehealed. Oh well. Or I didn't. Huh, interesting. I thought I would have. Oh. Yay! Oh, no encounters. It's making it kind of quiet. Okay, not yet. A little bit more we want to explore. Ow, you son of a bitch. Looks like we might have to start using some spells here. There's that guy can do something. You'd think that would have given me a lot more XP than it actually did. But I guess beggars can't be choosers. Well. Sweet. Porcupines! Okay, I guess yes. Be because we're now kind of on the other side of that, huh? Again, still kind of need that. Maybe we should head back and heal a little. Or maybe even do a little grind. Maybe a little grind. Like right here. Okay. Unfortunately, grind is silent. Gaining some levels. Oh. Okay. Attack. 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 Defend. Magic. Heal you. Magic. Fire. That doesn't really matter as long as we kill one. Oh shit, I didn't mean to heal again. God damn it. I need to pay attention to that shit. Nice. Okay, let's run back and refresh the mana and such. Nice. Oh, nice, nice. And that was quick. Okay. Okay, so let's start off with some alchemy. Since I'm sure we probably have a few things that we found here. Stone chip needs strong stone, right? So let's start off with that. Just one. Bonk. I'll make that just in case somebody needs it. I don't think anybody uses a slingshot though. Same with the, actually, we're just gonna fucking shelf all that stuff. Okay. Let's cast some magic here real quick. Oop. Oh, looks like we're all good there. So let's rest up and get that mana recovered. Those guys are already turning into fucking mana batteries. And then let's go to the shop here. And let's buy something. Starting off with stuff that will help us severely. Everybody's running daggers right now, right? So mages need staves. Or papyruses. No, summoner can't use that. Well, that's not a bad one, but it's expensive. Bell, that's, yeah. Let's see. Tarot, another expensive one. That's a summoner weapon, though. But they can't use it because they're fucking not summoner or not novices. Maybe I should change one to a novice. Nobody can use a Mr. Cow or Mr. Frog. So let's definitely grab that axe. Let's definitely grab the rapier. That'll do it for our money, right? Let's see, equip you. Axe. And you can equip the dagger secondary. And then one more. He probably has the knuckles, right? So rapier and dagger. So that'll certainly increase our damage output by quite a bit. Let's go do a little bit more grinding. Go ahead and head for the second map. Probably going to get the best XP from that. We finished the... Oh yeah, we did. Okay, cool. Other than the levitation portions. Which we'll get as soon as we get that levitate. Okay. I've already been on this map, just on a different portion. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at that going, oh wow, those axes aren't doing, the axe and rapier aren't doing shit. And I forgot the monster that I was attacking, highly resistant to damage. Excuse me. We should definitely start dropping these guys a little bit more quickly. Awesome. It's always awesome. Ooh. Oh, shit. I didn't know she was feared. Oh, now we got two people feared. Great. Oh, I guess one of them dropped out of it. That's awesome. We don't... Oh, yeah, we do have courage. Awesome. Oh, I didn't want to flee. That was stupid. Because when you hit that, it fucking completely nullifies your attack. I fucking hate that. Okay. Switch them back to a normal attack. Be so nice when I get the ability to cast. Shit, I forgot what I was thinking. Sweet. And hopefully that will get us a little closer to leveling. Freaking thunderous bulbs. Okay. A warp? Really? That can't be right. Yeah, of course it wasn't right. Oop. Of course. God damn it. Don't explore when you don't have levitate, Tom. Okay. Let's do some more exploring. Shocking the shit out of our people. Poison gas. That can be detrimental. Oh, disarmed it. Nice. Dude, I tell you, man, that ranger is probably one of the best manual disarmers that... I mean, because I've had a ninja and a gunner, and both of them just suck at it really bad. Okay, starting to look like I may be shutting down. Starting to lose my energy. And I think I need to hit the bathroom. So I'm going to go ahead and save Ola my gameola. And I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. And I'll see you guys a little later, if not tomorrow. Have a good day.